Welcome back. I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. If you're here for the first time, a special welcome to you. You will find out that what I offer here is quite different from what everyone else offers, and that's because my background is not in Western psych. This is not from my own experiences. I was a divorce mediator in 2001, almost a quarter century ago. And when a couple asked me to help them with their marriage instead of help them dissolve it, and I dove in, I realized things about marriage that blew my mind. I'm going to start with that, even though it's not the topic. The topic is that I keep pushing my wife away. And what I'm going to tell you is so the opposite of what's going on in your marriage. But it's the truth. Marriage is an amazing institution. It's amazing setup. And like everything that has a purpose, marriage too has purposes. And number one is to create an environment of utter joy. Also, so you can experience unconditional love. There are no barriers when you do marriage correctly. And lastly, it's all about harmony, a divine harmony, because marriage is a very spiritual relationship. You found and fell in love with your soulmate, and she also did the same thing. So the way I describe marriage, my definition for marriage, is that it is an individual spiritual path that two of you take together. A spiritual path is one with the mission, the goal, the achievement is divine joy, bliss, love. And so that's what you're looking for. That's what your wife is looking for. When you do everything correctly, it's exactly what you get. None of us were taught that, and none of us, even if we knew that, can do everything correctly. But at least you need to have that. Those are your, let's call those your pole stars. Happiness, love, and harmony, which means that's what you should be infusing into your marriage, giving your wife. If you're pushing her away, you're doing the opposite, right? So we know certain things. There's laws that govern virtually everything in the universe, even spiritual laws that govern our spiritual path. And one of the laws is the law of cause and effect. So if you, for instance, yell at somebody, they're going to retreat or fight back, right? Cause and effect, it always comes into play. So one of the things that you can begin doing right away is before you open your mouth, before you do something, anything, any thought that you have, because you have three potential actions. You can think, you can speak, and you could do. All of those three need to be governed by you. So starting today, don't just react spontaneously, which is not really spontaneous, it's habitual reactions. Don't do that. Instead, stop and think. How do I look at my wife now? Am I looking at her with love and kindness and support? Or am I looking with her with a dirty look, a victim look, some other look? You are in charge of yourself. And you are in charge of your part of the marriage. So you have so much power in this case. Think of all the things you do that pushes your wife away. You probably become angry. Doesn't have to be angry with her. That's going to push her away. You become sarcastic. That's going to push her away. You become mean about one of her friends. That's going to be pushing her away. Start looking at your behaviors. And then back up a step. By the way, by now you should be clicking on the subscribe button and you should be liking this video. So back up a step and go, what is it that I really want here? And this is when you look at the pole stars. I want to be happy. Am I about to say something that's going to infuse happy? I don't mean you got to do like Bob Hope jokes, or whoever is the comedian these days. Yeah, I'm old. You just want to be nice, really nice. You want to be loving. You want to come from your heart. You have the ability to turn your marriage into amazing. And that's what you should go for. You shouldn't just go for, I don't want to ruin my marriage anymore. I don't want to push my wife away. No, you want to shift and go, how do I make my marriage amazing? That's the answer to this. And then you won't be pushing her away. It isn't her fault that you're pushing her away. You recognize it's your fault. In fact, we have courses for men, and guess what? The first thing that we teach is how to behave, how to settle back, don't check in with her, be nice, but more importantly, how to control your mind. Everyone says control your mouth, your tongue. Yeah, but first you got to control your mind. You got to learn how to love unconditionally and cultivate that love. You want to transform your marriage. You don't want just an okay marriage. So that should be your takeaway. I don't want just an okay marriage. I want an amazing marriage. I want to be floating in marital bliss. I want my wife to be floating in marital bliss, and I'm going to do my part. That's where it's at. So again, I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and you could write in. We have counselors who will respond to you for free. You could go to the website and download the 10 top do's and don'ts for marriage. That's really going to help you. And if you're a psychologist now, we have a lot of psychologists, believe it or not, who take our courses and who are learning how to be TMF, marriage counselors. We don't do Western psychology, we do actual marriage counseling because they don't fit together. All right, I'm so glad you came by. I look forward to seeing you again. God bless you, thank you, and take care. Take care. Let me know how this goes, by the way. Let me know.